everyone. Hopefully if you're here you already know what that song was. Tonight I'm going to be doing a lesson on how to play the beginning intro to Lips of an Angel by Hinder. I know a lot of people, well, a fair amount of people saw my video on my other channel where I did a cover with Miss Hanny Yankee, or Hanny J is her YouTube channel. I'll give you a link below. She's a great singer. Check her out. Okay, enough talking. This song, it's fairly simple. Maybe a little iffy if you're not used to doing skipping strings and stuff like that, as far as picking individual strings with chords. But I'll teach you to go through this step by step, and hopefully it'll work out. Okay, first chord we're gonna go off of is basically what is called an A sus4 chord. You take the basic shape of a regular D, except with that top one. Don't you play that. And you just bar your finger across the second fret of the D string, sorry, and play the second fret of the G string with that third fret of the B string still played up there. So you also play the open A just to make it an A. So you strum it once. Okay, what you do there, you give it one strum, then you go from you hold that chord the entire time, you pluck the G string to the B, back to the G again, to the D, back to the G. So it takes a little getting used to as far as getting your hands conditioned to do so, but in the end it turns out very nice. Now we switch our hand position to a B minor chord. If you don't know what that is, it will sound like this. You take your first finger, put it on the second fret of the A string, put your ring finger on the fourth fret of the D string, take your pinky, you put that on the fourth fret of the G string, and you take your middle finger and you put that on the third fret of the B string. So it's, and if you didn't know, that's also the chord used in the beginning of Three Doors Down Kryptonite. But that would be a different lesson. Okay, you do the same exact pattern. Do one strum. So it's same exact pattern on the G, G, B, G, D, G. So, and by the way, I completely forgot to mention this in the beginning of the lesson. The guitar is in drop D. If you don't know what drop D is, that's when this very low E string, you tune it down to a D. If you have a chromatic tuner, you can do that. But also I have another trick, if you can teach you. Okay, now it's in, more or less it's in tune, standard tuning. What a trick that I learned, and most guitarists know, is if you hit this D string, hit that open, and you hit the E, and you tune, and you bend the tuning pad down, and listen before all the noise almost becomes like hard to give it a good word, symmetrical. It should sound nice and clean. So if you listen, you hear that? If you can hear that, my bad. You dropped it down to drop D. But if you have a chromatic tuner, it works a lot better and it's a little more accurate. But okay, after you do that B minor chord, you go down to what would be a D chord. I don't know the technical name for this, and I know a bunch of expert guitarists are going to be, it's the D sus2 or D diminished 2. I'm not sure. What you do is the basic would go off a D power chord, which would be your first finger on the 5th fret of the A string, your ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and your pinky would be on the 7th fret of the G string as well. The only difference for this one, you bar your first finger across the 5th fret of both the E and the A string. that's a chord in itself since it's in drop D. And same thing, you strum through that entire chord. So it's the exact same picking pattern except it's moved down a string. So it's what we do is from the D to the G to the D to the A back to the D again. So it's, and you'd go down to a D chord, except you don't need to worry about that top note there. You just have to put down those two. And it's the same exact picking pattern as the beginning. Altogether, it'll sound like this. Yeah, and you repeat it, so it's going to be. And that's basically the entire beginning and verse to Lips of an Angel by Hinder. Again, I did a cover with this with Hannah Yankee or Hanny J. I'll have a link to both her channel and the cover on my other channel in the description below. I really appreciate if you go and check it out, give it a thumbs up, and go check out her channel. She's a really great singer. Other than that, if you can give me 10 thumbs up, that sounds like a reasonable number, 10 thumbs up on this video, I'll post the other half of it, or the next video of it, and we'll go from there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to comment or ask me, or if you think I did something wrong, which I'm pretty positive I didn't, but I take criticism, please leave a comment below. Really appreciate you watching this video. See you later.